Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. This is what you do it for. This is why you're involved in such a project like LUNC. If you're still here and you're still holding, you're still staking, you're still delegating, give yourself a pat on the back. You know, this has been one of the craziest bear markets that have ever been put forward to the crypto community. And honestly, there are a lot of upsides as to what's going on. And the best thing that you could have done is place yourself prior to this movement. And a lot of people, they're going to get in, they're going to try and jump in, and they're going to try and get in as it's moving. And there are going to be ups and there are going to be downs. It is as simple as that. But like I said, there are some positive here to look at. If we look at the MACD, we have crossed once again on the daily. This is really good. The reason why this is good is it is a confirmation of what we spoke about here previously on the Patreon and in our previous technical analysis videos. This Doji Dragonfly really was a confirmation. What we do want to see for a brief moment is maybe a small red candle. And I say that with hesitation, I would say, because nobody wants to see a red candle, but at the same time, we don't want to see ourselves go like this. Because if we do go like this, the likelihood is we're just going to go like this again. There needs to be something behind this to continue the momentum. We all know BTC is dragging the market up. It's not dragging everything. If you go and look at things like Loom, it's not really moving, whereas the rest of the market is literally moving with BTC. For me on the daily, it's looking good. We really do need to get out of this area. This is so important moving forward. But measuring this going from the real low to the real high, you are looking at a 15% gain. Some people would be unhappy with that. I myself am very happy with that. Staking just got 15% more sweeter. Infrastructure just got 15% cheaper for those who have decided to build into the chain. It's better for everybody all round, and it's a happier environment moving forward. What we're really struggling at the moment with behind the scenes is just interconnection with the L1 development team, getting answers to questions, and even just getting them to open the doors and just go, hey, you know, we could do with some help, this, that, and the other. Instead, it's just all very complex. People don't want to work with people like myself. So let's move over to the 15-minute chart because it is looking very interesting. We've got a very strong uptrend going on right now. We're not hugely overextended. We've come back down, we've crossed, and what we want to see now is a small movement sideways and possibly coming up again to make another cross on the MACD here on the 15-minute scale. This is so important for us at the moment because for all intent and purposes, we've been in one of the worst positions a blockchain could be in during this bear market, because we've had failed development team after failed development team, after project manager leaving us, after project manager leaving us, people starting their own chains, and just people causing general chaos just by doing everything openly on Twitter. And I think these people know what they're doing at this point, and this is why I don't really intercommunicate with people like that. I would rather DM someone, hash things out in private, instead of speaking about everything in a public place. It just doesn't make any sense. So for me, if, and I say this with a big if the L1 can get their backsides in gear and actually start to acknowledge the situations that are in hand and start to work with the community, because that's what's expected of the lead team. You know, you've got all of these different projects on chain that need to be intercommunicated, and someone needs to fill that gap and say, look, hey, these guys are working on this. You need to maybe like see what they're doing. And we don't have any of that. But the one thing we do have above everything, right, is a very strong community and a quite strong validating set as it stands. And as the price starts to go back up and certain validators are probably earning more money from the chain, they'll likely give more interest to it. And that's all we can do at this point, is just create incentives for people to either develop or come back and continue developing, because we can say whatever we want and we can moan, and it's not going to help us going, you know, oh, well, they're not doing anything and they're not doing this, that, and the other. With the validating set, it's a situation where, like I've said many times recently, they've just got hammer at this point, so they've only got the option to hammer. What we need to see is a full tool belt being brought forward for the chain on top of documentations and a website. We need all of the ins and outs, the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights. We need people who don't understand crypto to be able to come to this chain and go, I understand this, and I can do this to get this, which will give me this. And that's what we're looking for. When things start to get overly complex, people don't understand it. It's not a deliverable item. It's not understandable. Therefore, nobody's going to come and use it because they just simply don't understand it. Why would you use something you don't understand? These are like the A's and B's people don't put together to just get C. It's always overly complex, and it's got to be this, that, and the other, and thinking about all of these different things, but not just thinking about the community. And our community is what pushes this chain forward time and time again. There's nothing else that has kept this together throughout all of what's gone on, apart from the community and those who have decided to stay, like the HCC community and all of the different sort of podcasts and spaces that people do. Those are the people that have really weathered the storm, and we need more people like this. Ultimately, what we need is a new team, and it's getting to the point of where we know what needs to happen. And something that really concerns me is the level of control a certain group of people have over the repository and all sorts of different things like this. For all intent and purposes, if you brought a new team forward, it could be an event where they might not want to hand over the repo in the same way the people didn't want to hand over Commonwealth, right? It's not something that we could put off of the cards. It's definitely there, and it's definitely going to be an issue. Is would the old team hand everything over to a new team, or would it be a fight? And ultimately, whoever is in control of that code base is a person in control of a chain, and the only way to get around that or get over that is to get the validators to vote an agreement for a new repository code base to be updated to, and to start using that one. It's at that point, right, you start to create so many dilemmas and issues that just don't need to happen. And that's something that always scares me, that they may think that that's too much and no one would follow that path for the simple fact it would cause too much chaos, and we shouldn't be having these kind of intrusive thoughts, but we do. And this is just because of past experiences with past teams and past events and stuff like that. So whoever does come on board to fill this gap is going to be coming in to a whole world of stigma, a whole world of failed teams and failed ideas and failed plans before them, of teams getting just paid a full wage packet before they've even done anything. It's not even like we just give them 20% at the beginning, which would be totally fine. You know, you could probably give them 50% and it would still be fine at the beginning. But not giving it all to them and making them work per milestone, so they've actually got things to work towards. It's the same as you book a holiday, you work towards it. It's something to look forward to, right? And it's the same concept in everything. And it's these small ins and outs, these small left and rights that we just don't have. We don't have a community PR representative that works in coefficient with the community and the fucking development teams. I really shouldn't be swearing, but this is what it's come down to at this point. The one thing I am happy about is the fact that you're all still here, you're still hanging on, and you're still part of this very nice run that we are seeing. Folks, I'm so busy behind the scenes. It's been absolute chaos just trying to get one video together to do for you. And I just wanted to cover the price. I just wanted to get it out there that there's a lot more positive sentiment behind the scenes than a lot of people could possibly think about right now. But just know that I'm I'm just as invested in this chain as every other person. The difference is because I built everything into the chain, I have it all to lose, and that's not a reason why you should stay, and it's not. But this is like what sort of binds you to the chain. When you commit everything to the chain, you have everything to lose. And it's the same. If the chain fails, you fail. If the chain succeeds, your project succeeds. And that's the beauty of believing in something and being bound into it. So I'm going to be here till the very last breath of this chain, but there's not for a second where I'm going to sit by, I'm going to sit on the fence, and I'm going to act like there's not anything we can do to make things better. And that's why I did the whole situation with all nodes and showing the community that, hey, don't need to keep paying for this infrastructure. And hey, it's not going to make the chain crash, and, you know, everything's going to be fine. If the chain was that bad, right, we wouldn't be moving. And if you want to go see coins that are not moving, just go look out there. There's loads of them that are not doing anything. A lot of them are going down. Some of them have run up by 100%. But it's different. And for me right now, this is the perfect time to get a group of people together, get a proposal, get a community spend out there, and get this milestone system that has been developed in the background put to good use. What we need is a team who's going to bring deliverables, going to take a small payment, and they're going to deliver things. They're going to deliver things, and then, it's going to be easy moving forward. Folks, let me know what you think about all of this. Let me know what you think about the price run. Let me know what you think this is going to run to. I have given my price predictions over on Patreon. It's something that I don't want to do on YouTube for the specific fact that none of this is financial advice, and price predictions are a little bit hairy when it does come down to that. Whereas over there, I can speak a little bit more freely. There's a lot more leeway with things that go on. There's repercussions to stuff like that on YouTube, and you need all sorts of disclaimers if you are doing price predictions. So yeah, all I can say to people is trade safe, take profits where you can, secure your investments, and get out what you put into it. That's very important. Then all you've got to lose is all that you made. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. As always, catch you in the next one.